going on, everybody? It's midnight here. It might be a little earlier. It's like 9 in West Coast, midnight East Coast. So just figure I would hop on, see who's up, hang out, have a good time, do a little recap of the last couple days of a couple things that have been happening. So I guess this will be the first after hours broadcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it. See if it goes over well or not. But yeah, essentially just ended the night. Jeez, I don't know what is going on if you guys are doing this thing full time. Ooh, that's rough. It's been hell of a summer slowdown in my area. Way too saturated of a market right now. Not enough demand. Very hard to make money out there for a lot of people. And if you are driving full-time for this thing, what's up, OC? How's it going? Yeah, if you're driving full-time doing this gig during the summer slowdown, man, I'm feeling for you. It's rough out there. But yeah, so what are you guys thinking about the revelation, well, the confirmation of drivers getting paid in California to show up? It makes absolute sense that they paid drivers to do that because, one, how else are they going to get people there who Uber and Lyft has screwed over so much in the recent past by cutting rates and all that good stuff. So, yeah, what do you guys think about that? What's up, Rick? How's it going? But yeah, it's pretty crazy with that revelation. Now that it's actually been confirmed, how is that making them look? It's making them look even worse that they're paying people instead of doing that. What's up, Elizabeth? How's it going? But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that type of stuff? Also, what is going on in Florida? This 2017 or newer vehicle thing. Everybody that's been commenting recently, especially in the Florida market on that video that I posted earlier today, they're all saying that it's for maximizing driver rates or driver income because the market is flooded down there, which is crazy. What's that? I wear my sunglasses at night. Hold on. I have a different pair. I can put them on for right now. This is my pair that I leave in my car just in case I forget my other ones. So here you go. That's awesome. Yeah, but with Florida, what is going on with that? Hold on. I got to get them in the right way because otherwise they rattle and really pisses me off. All right. Yeah. 2017 or newer, and they say it's to maximize driver income, and essentially the reasoning behind it is because the markets are very flooded down there with drivers. But here's the thing: if you're going to do that, why not just cap out drivers and put them on a waiting list? It's much more simple because it's going to screw any of the older drivers who are currently on the platform. And if their car breaks down or something and they need to get a new car, hey, guess what? Now you got to go 2017 or newer. So that's going to put a tough cookie in their court right there. But yeah, that's not necessarily the best thing to do, at least in my opinion. Uber's going to be swamped. Yeah, absolutely. Stream bouncing. Who else is on? Anybody? New car. That's nuts. Yeah. Recognize me without, or you don't recognize me. This is a driver Joe. Yes. What's up, Jim? How's it going? Extremely slow there. Yeah. Slow here. I went on just after Dustin's stream. Actually, I was finishing up, or when he was finishing up, I was actually driving to go get gas to start the night. Not very much business out there at all. Drivers are way too plentiful in the area, and I'm sure most areas. Summer slowdown sucks. That's for sure. I was out there. I think I took 5 rides, made, I don't know, $30, $35. Normally on a normal night, I can make anywhere from 100 to 150 for a Monday or Tuesday night if I go out driving. When it's winter, when it's colder, nobody wants to drive, and there's a lot of people who don't want to take public transportation or the bus, or college is in going on. So yeah, it's much better. I start the night usually around 8 or so, and could go to like 1, 2 in the morning on a Monday or Tuesday. Going ride from ride to ride, constantly going back and forth between Uber and Lyft. Making a lot of decent amount of money, at least in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty much of a problem there. Rick doing usually only Friday, Saturday night. That's the only time it's been profitable. I mean, there's other times, there's ways to prevent the summer slowdown, and that's really paying attention to your area, and really paying attention to your market, knowing the events that are going on, when they're going on, what type of event it is too. So if it's like a food truck event, like we have Food Truck Tuesdays that happen here in Buffalo, right in downtown. You go there, there's a lot of people usually trying to get rides to and from, so it's usually a pretty good time, as long as the weather's cooperating, which this summer it's been so far, although it's a little rainy out right now, but not too much. I think it's that tropical storm or whatever that was down in New Orleans that's now made its way up to Pennsylvania, and we're getting kind of like the tail beginnings of it, at least in New York. So I'm really hoping that there's a good storm coming on. Summer concerts, yes, that's a huge thing too. The only thing is with those and some events that happen is those are they're busy really when it's over. So you kind of get maybe a 1, 2, 3 rides from there, depending on where you got to go. And if you get back in time, as long as there's no other ride, which usually at this point, let's face it, there isn't. So yeah, that's one of the big things too. Like I said, down in Florida, I get it. That's great for drivers who are on the platform, and if it helps them unsaturate the market just a touch, that's cool. I get that it weeds out some people as well too. But you know what? Here's the thing. New drivers can still come onto the platform, and if there is somebody who wants to rent a car or whatever it might be, you can still do that as well. So the only people it's going to hurt in the long run is Lyft themselves, because or to Uber itself, because everybody's going to go to Uber. Just a lot of problems there. Cap it. Say, I'm sorry, we're not accepting any more drivers currently. Anybody who's on the platform, hey, you're good to go. If you got to get a new car, that new car restriction won't really be a problem for you. They say it's temporary. I don't necessarily believe that, because there's so many drivers. But if it changes, hey, then that's great. That'll be good. Because again, don't buy a new car. I said that in the video. I'll say it again. Don't buy a new car when you're doing this. I've put on a ridiculous amount of miles on my car driving, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now. 4 years on Uber, 2 years on Lyft. So yeah, it's been, it does put on a lot of miles. But yeah, also, whoops, whatever you guys are wanting to talk about, hang out, have a good time too, let me know. That's kind of just seeing what goes on, where it goes from there. Hang out, have a good time type thing. But my favorite rides were Berkeley students. They only go 5 blocks or a mile now that Dylan graduate. Rick, hey, if he's not there, are you going to you don't get that $500 tip that he was giving people. Hey, driving Miss Pixie, how's it going? Yeah, that's kind of funny. There's actually kind of a funny thing with our campus. One of the big campuses in Buffalo is UB. I don't even know how many people go there. It's like 25 or 35,000 or something. So it's actually a pretty good campus, good sized campus. And they actually have two campuses. So they have something that's North Campus and then South Campus. And it's usually about 10 minutes in between driving. So you get a lot of people going to and from North and South Campus. All the fraternity, sorority houses are located in South Campus. All the parties are going on in South Campus, but most of the dorming is in North Campus. So it's a really sweet setup going back and forth. And you get those nights like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where they're doing their parties, especially Thursday night where it's Thirsty Thursday. And they're going back and forth between. Oh, that's great. You could just be going back and forth the whole night and actually making a pretty good buck. And then when surge picks up, yeah, that's even better. And then what's nice too is when the cops bust up some parties, the other parties are going on. So you got all this influx going back and forth. I'm not sure how it is with other campuses, but yeah, that's a fantastic little feature right there. But yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about too, let me know. Good night. Good night, Elizabeth. Have a great evening. Good night, sleep time. Yes, I know it's late. Like I said, it's 12 East Coast where I'm at, just wrapping up driving. I know it's a little earlier, 9 p.m. over on the West Coast. So just seeing who's up. But yeah, I don't really have much to talk about. Just hanging out, having a good time. We could talk about anything and everything. So if it doesn't deal with rideshare, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to do that. If you guys want some crazy stories outside of rideshare, I could do a couple of those too. Toledo time here. What's that? Central? So maybe 11, I think. I don't even know. Toledo, Ohio, though. Good spot. I've driven through there a couple of times. Always seems nice. Fremont area. Drive South Bay, Peninsula area. 12. Oh, okay. So you're still East Coast. Yeah, I'm Buffalo. So, of course, we're East Coast, New York. Can't complain there. Yeah, it's definitely fun, though, going to the West Coast like Vegas and being at the time change, because I'll talk to everybody in New York and they're all like, oh, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, I'm still enjoying. It's like 8, 9 p.m. here. So the time change is unique, that's for sure. But yeah, so what do you guys think about the, I guess we'll stay on some of the topics of this AB5 damaging Uber and Lyft scheme that they were trying to pull with paying people $25 to $100 plus a $15 food voucher from Lyft and Lyft being cheap, or from Uber and Lyft being cheap and paying $25 to people. Like I said, it makes a lot of sense. If there was a rally in my state in Albany going on for that, if they were doing it there, it's a 5-hour drive. Just 5 hours, if I'm averaging $20 an hour, I made $100 right there. I would probably go and live stream it for you guys, but yeah, that's the only way I would go there. But one of the things I would try to do is also speak and try to challenge it, because, hey, I'm not in favor of employment, but I am in favor of change, because they've been screwing drivers left and right. And, they're talking a good game where they're saying, oh, yeah, we want to raise rates. Well, first off, why'd you lower them to begin with? Did you just want more money and then say, oh, no, we'll take less money because we've already bought our $80 million mansions and made our $45 million bonuses and then made billions in IPO? I mean, come on. Your story don't add up unless you put things in paper. Now, I have read that article that was in I think it was the San Francisco Tribune, where they were was it the CLO from Uber was doing an interview. And I was watching the Rideshare Professor when he was talking about that. And I'm right there with the rideshare professor. You know, we got to hold them accountable. If they want to start talking a game and say, yeah, we want to put in driver protections and we want to put in better pay for drivers and we want to do this and that and, you know, make benefits. Hey, let's hold them accountable. I'm right there with you, rideshare professor. Absolutely. But yeah, it's crap when it comes down to it. Crap. Hold on. Sorry, trying to go through the comments, and my phone is go. Oh, jeez, it's going crazy right now. Jim, once you got 5 trips from the same party, got to hear a whole story of gossip of people at the party, and then ended up picking up. Oh, that's great. That's freaking hilarious. How did you know that they were the people they were gossiping about? That's pretty interesting, though. Yeah, that's actually some funny stuff. I've kind of had similar experiences, not exactly like that, but yeah, they were talking about certain people, and I ended up, I think, picking up those people like later in the night, but wasn't like gossip. They were just, I don't know, I don't even remember really what it was. I just remember laughing a lot because listening to people's conversations in Uber Lyft is the funniest things out there. Absolutely. What's up, Renegade Biker? How's it going? Not down with AB5 because in the end, the driver will get screwed. You know what? Yeah, and unfortunately, Uber and Lyft only let you with the driver flexibility, really. And that's all they can say. If you want to lose your driver flexibility, don't sign the petition. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's sweat you out a little bit and see what happens there. Because if they're actually going to start doing any of those things that they talk about, you know, I think that'll be a lot better. But you know, it's got to be some way, I think, still in between, where you have an employee right to bargain and collective bargain, but you still have the flexibility, you still have the ability to drive, maybe even have the ability to you know, set your own rates. There's a lot of websites out there that they can set their own rates for certain things, for certain contracting work that they're doing. You know, they have the what is it, for babysitters and for cleaning. So they have a lot of things out there that you can negotiate pricing. Now, yes, I understand it can undercut people, but they might have to do like a floor, and then maybe you can negotiate certain pricing. There's a lot of different things that they really can do, and they can work with lawmakers on. But employment is, I don't think, the right way to go. But yes, holding them accountable and making them do certain things that they have to is definitely going to be one thing. What's up, rideshare source driver? Sorry, just going through some comments now. Where are we? All right. Jeez, hold on. Hey, Chris, does it do good for you when it rains? Sometimes when it rains, not really. It's more when it snows. If it starts snowing, the app will go absolutely berserk. Because nobody wants to drive in the snow. You know, I have all-wheel drive, which is fantastic. But you know what? If it starts getting slippery out there, I call it a night because it's, you know, driving is not worth it, in my opinion. Sometimes though, in the rain, depending on when it is, yeah, it will definitely. You're not for big government. Yeah, when California gets involved, it destroys. Same thing in New York, absolutely. I'm not for big government either, but at the same time, I believe it's not right. The people in terrible markets. Yeah, you know, it's not. Jeez, I'm sorry. I keep hitting the comments and it screen pops up, and sorry if that is, but yeah, just still getting used to the live stream aspect of things because just starting to get into it. Just saying, started driving for summer 2015, 90 cents per mile, 20 cents. What year? Okay, what? Started driving summer 2015 when the prices were 9. Rideshare source driver. I'm not sure what you're asking when you're talking about when you started driving in summer 2015. Prices were 90 cents per mile and 20 cents per minute. What year, how much was it on X? I'm not sure what you're asking exactly. If you want to reword that question. Number one thing with rideshare driving, get commercial insurance. Yeah, there's actually a few things. If you really want, one of the big things is don't take cash rides, but there is a way around that. You can get your chauffeur license. Let me know. It's starting to get a little windy out. I have the windows open because it's like 90 degree or 85 degrees out right now still. So it's pretty warm. But if it starts getting a little windy, I'll close this window at least so it's not too bad in the microphone. But yeah, just let me know with that. Where were we? Yeah, another, like I said, you could get your personal chauffeur license, and you can get the insurance for it. And then you can actually start taking your own cash rides because technically you're for hire. Make sure, though, you pay attention to the law in your state just to make sure. You can do private at that point. That is a way where you can negotiate your own rates with people. You can build up your own clientele. You can do a lot of different things. I'm actually kind of looking into that right now, just in case I ever want to do that down the road, and see how that works. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll kind of update you as I look at that process and do a little bit more research for my state. I'm in New York, New York State. New York City is a whole different beast out there, so I'm trying to separate the both. But yeah, seeing what it is there, because they mentioned names of people there, and I got the names they talked about. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Jim, with the names. Employment should go past Cali as they cancel. Go past Cali as they cancel laws that are on every label for only Cali law. Sure. I'm not sure, again, what you're saying exactly there. I always do pretty good in pings when it rains. Yeah, you know what? Full moon. Yeah, full moon tonight, actually. I can't see it. There was actually, earlier today, there was that lunar eclipse going on, but we didn't get to see it in this part of the world. But yeah, full moon, everything goes crazy. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with the rain, obviously in different markets. I mean, if you're in a warm climate market and it starts raining, people are gonna start using it because they're not gonna wait for a bus. They're not gonna wait. They're not gonna walk. There's a lot of different things. Yeah, Rick, yeah, when it was first started in San Francisco, I think it was actually around 245 per mile or 225 a mile or something when it first launched there, or when it first really came about. Lyft was much different because Lyft did long rides, so it was like 3-hour rides or something. Lyft only pays 90 cents a mile in Tucson. That's actually pretty decent if they do that there. A lot of places are in the 60-cent range, which is really piss poor in my opinion. Asking when it was prices. Oh, when were the prices higher per mile? It varied market to market. I think what they ended up doing was when they first started. What's up, DJ Quicksilver? Wonder if you should work tonight. So lazy. Where's your market? Hopefully you're not going through the summer slowdown like many other areas. Cancer law. Since there's a cancer law in Cali, only employment issue should stay only. Gotcha. Yeah, it's only going to stay there right now. It's not going to affect any other state unless another state actually takes into account that legislation. So it is really, really possible. Oh, Vegas, yes. You probably will have a pretty good time there. Actually, a couple of guys from YouTube channel I watch called Trilogy Media are in Vegas right now. And they're really funny. They call scammers. And they're usually in the LA area, but they're in Vegas tonight. So you might see them if you know who they are or not. And Lyft does. When Lyft isn't a prime time, do you have to pick up the customer in a prime time to get the money? Honestly, I haven't really paid attention when it comes to that, because sometimes it'll just pop up after the fact saying like you've gotten prime time pay, and I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's supposed to be in the pickup. Sometimes it's not. I don't know. I've taken rides where I wasn't in the pickups or in a zone, and there wasn't a ride in the zone, and I still got prime time pay, which was pretty cool. That doesn't happen too often. I don't, in my area, the prime time pricing is very, very rare. It's always been very rare. I don't know why. Surge pricing in Uber is much, much more. Surge pricing is so much better when it comes to that. But one of the nice things is if there's ever zones that happen from, say, like 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. or whatever they might have it in for power zones, whether it be prime time or surge zones, those are amazing, because as long as you're in the zone, or as long as the pickup is in the zone, and it's usually a very big area where it's covering all of downtown and then all of UB, including North and South Campus, which is a huge area in the area, you know, it could be a pretty decent thing. So I love that. What's up, Dylan? How's it going? Am I related to Joe? Yes. What's up, everybody? What's up, Dylan? How's it going? Kind of looks like Joe. Yeah. Interesting news on the Joe front. You'll see later this week what's going on with him. Twin brothers, maybe not. I don't want to sound mean, but Quiz is a bit more sharp than Joe. Joe is smart in his own way. Joe is smart. He's really great with money. He's really great with money. Doing a long pickup because drivers deny the ride if it's a short trip to the destination. Yeah, long pickups do suck. And especially, I mean, the one nice thing with Lyft is if you actually keep a 90%, it'll kind of tell you where it is. But unfortunately, that's a 90% rating. That means 9 out of 10 rides you really need to, hold on. All right. 9 out of 10 rides you really gotta pay attention to. And that's just not fun sometimes, because you could be going in the wrong direction. It could be 40 minutes away, pick up, and it's like, no, I'm not going there. Nice try. I don't think I've ever had that. I think it's the furthest pickup I've seen is maybe like 31 minutes away, and I'm like, nope, not gonna happen. I don't go past 10, maybe 12, 14 minutes if it's really slow. But yeah, other than that, have I had smokers and vapors in the car? Yes, actually, there was somebody who tried smoking in the car earlier today, but they asked and said, hey, is it cool? And I said, nope, no smoking allowed in my car. When it comes to smoking and vaping, I don't allow it in my car, period. If they want to start trying to light up or vape in the car, I'll give them a warning and say, hey, not allowed in the car. There's no smoking or vaping. If you want to do it in your car and you're a driver and you want to let them do it in your car, that's your choice. But in my car, it's my choice, and I say no smoking whatsoever. I have a child that comes in my car, and I don't want her to breathe that stuff in. Plus, it just gets things dirty. So I want to keep trying to keep it clean. But yeah, when that happens, I give them a warning. If they want to continue doing it or something, I'm going to pull over and cancel the ride. Never had that happen. I've actually never had anybody really smoke in my car an actual cigarette. Or I've had people ask, but that's really it. Vape, on the other hand, they'll try and sneak it. They'll be like, and I'm like, no, not happening. I pay attention to that pretty good, and it's pretty easy to hear it. I keep the radio down quiet enough because I have mics in my car. So if you're saying stupid shit, hey, guess what? I'm picking it up on mic. Plus, hey, I got a good channel that I gotta put some good content on. But yeah, no, I don't let that happen. I don't like when it happens. Vaping, can be a little bit different, but there's a lot of chemicals behind it still that you don't necessarily know. I don't want to breathe that stuff in. Again, I don't want to get that stuff in my seats and anything ever happen down the road. But you know what? You're the driver. It's your responsibility of what you want to do. You don't have to appease the customers. If you saw that little post that I made earlier, it was Uber is an pickup point A to point B. If you want a limo or an ass kiss, get a different app. That's literally one of the things. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much how I'd handle it. The worst is when they smoke right before they get in, and then you still smell it on them. So the only thing you really can do at that point is roll down the windows after the fact. Uber, Lyft can make non-smoking car. That would be really great. I believe in the terms of service, though, sometimes I think, say there's no smoking. It also might vary area to area as well, because in New York there's some rules about smoking in that with cars. So I'm not quite sure. Like if they're pickup, yeah. I mean, it sucks when it's a long pickup and it's a short ride. It sucks. It really does. That's why I don't go. That's why I don't take pickups that are usually more than 10 minutes away, because of that reason. Usually, if you wait a few more minutes, you'll get a different ride. So, Uber should do smoking, booze cars. Unfortunately, with alcohol, you can't bring alcohol into a car in a Lyft, period. And you only can bring alcohol as a passenger in an Uber where it's allowed. Certain states do allow it, but it's also up to local areas. So if you're driving from, one area to another area, it could be illegal or outlawed in the area you're going to, but perfectly fine in the area you're in. So it's this real sticking point. Also, if anybody spills anything, that's just going to be a hassle to clean up. Alcohol stinks. I mean, walk into any bar, especially dive bars and that. Did a 6-mile pickup once. Yeah, I mean, a lot of pickups are different. Again, if there is any microphone issues from the wind, just let me know. I'll roll up the window. Lyft request 45 minutes away. Damn. And let me get, I hope you didn't take it. And if you did, I want to know how long that ride was. I've vaped in more experienced cars. I'd be like, what the fuck does that mean? It's my car. If you don't want, if you don't want to let them smoke in the car, don't let them smoke. Don't let them vape. Who cares? Again, I'm not here to appease you. I'm here to get you from point A to point B. I let people smoke weed and vape in my van. Hey, that's your call. I mean, that's again, you're the driver. You make the choice if you want to let people smoke in your car or not. Being in Vegas, yes, smoking weed is legal there too, so it doesn't really matter. Although I believe Uber has a no weed policy, or Lyft, or it's Lyft. I don't remember. One of them do. I can't remember off the top of my head, only because I know it's illegal here still. It's decriminalized at this point. 20-minute pickup away. Packs cancel 1 mile. Well, okay. With the 20-minute away pickup and Gears of War, was that a Lyft cancellation or was that a passenger cancellation? Because Lyft will cancel and they'll give it to a passenger, or I mean to another rider who's closer. And I hate that with Lyft. That pisses me off more than anything. When they try to sneak in a toke, yeah, it's annoying. Or you can have alcohol in a car unopened. Yes, you can. Okay, so I'm sorry. With alcohol, yes, you can have a closed bottle of alcohol, whether it be liquor or beer. You can transport alcohol as long as it's closed, as long as it's sealed. There's no problem there whatsoever. I'll roll up the window. It's getting a little rainy out there, but the other ones are still open. But yeah, so you can do that. That's pretty much in any state. Certain states will make you want to have it though in a compartment or a trunk, so you don't have the ability to do that. But yeah, I mean, most states, as long as it's unopened or sealed, there's not going to be any problem there if you ever got pulled over or anything. That's not really a problem. But just make sure in your states you know if it needs to be in a trunk area, somewhere else other than within arm's reach. Sometimes they do that. All right, good. That's good, Jim. This one bar in San Francisco a few years seemingly had a quarter beer all the time. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, some places you walk in and you're like, at least the drinks are cheap because I'm not going to stay here too long. In Chicago, the duty prohibits alcohol except for the original package with the seal. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, each area is different. So when I'm talking about it, I just know New York State. When it comes to it, and I try to infer other states, but yeah, I don't really know. Oh, the city. Weed and vegan used to be a felony. Yeah, it's not anymore. It's legal. When I was there last month, I stayed at the Westgate, and I think it's New Leafs that I went to. Went there, enjoyed. I got an edible because I'm not going to smoke. Because really I don't have anything to smoke. But yeah, get the edibles. Those are fun. Yeah, I did. Dylan, yes, I did go out and drive. It was dead. I went out right after Dustin's live stream. I was actually driving as he was finishing his live stream to go get gas, to gas up for the night. But yeah, it was quiet. It was way too quiet. Yeah, so it's nice that they show that, but I get that once in a while, where it shows the timing of like 12 minutes south on Lyft's platform. Again, you got to keep your acceptance rate at 90%. I don't do that because if it tries to get me to get a ride that's, 20 minutes away, 15 minutes away, or out of the way that I want to go, I deny it. And so my acceptance rate is maybe like 70%, maybe a little higher. I mean, it always fluctuates too. But my rides is much, much less to Lyft when it comes to Uber. Lyft is usually like the filler for me in between Uber rides because Uber is much, much more prevalent in my market in terms of the ability to get rides. So Lyft is just that secondary platform at least. And I think out of my total rides, I would say probably for every 2 Uber rides, I give 1 Lyft ride, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I did go out. Cannabis patches. I think so. I think when I was there, I saw that, but I don't know. I just went there, looked around a little bit, grabbed some edibles, and that was it. I think though that they did have a patch, or at least have the gum. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hey, that's cool. If you accept every ride, there's limits I place on it. Especially, I don't accept any rating lower than I think it's like it depends on the depends on the rating. That's a big one too. Like if I see a 4.5, I don't accept the ride. If I see lower than that, I don't accept the ride. Um, if it's slow, I might take a 4.75, maybe a touch lower. But if it's lower than 4.8, I usually don't take it unless it's really slow, or I just am not paying attention and accidentally hit it. But yeah, I do actually keep that rule for myself. But I don't want to have problems in my car, because there are a lot of problems, and they have a low rating for a reason. Um, and so yeah, nicotine patches is a whole different thing. That's going on them. They're not smoking. There's no gassing or anything out. 125 rides and you missed one or two. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably really good. But yeah, if you're accepting just know you don't have to accept every ride if you don't want to. If you don't want to take a ride that's 20-25 minutes away, pick up, especially when it comes to Lyft, because they don't pay you to drive there. Uber, on the other hand, they do have that long pickup fee after a certain time, which is 10 minutes, and I think the distance is a certain distance as well too. But yeah, you don't have to accept every ride. They're not going to punish you or anything if you didn't know that. So if you don't want to accept every ride, you don't have to. Just to let you know. I think I had a 3.9. Ooh, yeah. Hey, now you know why he's got a 3.9 is if he's asking to sell drug, or if he's trying to sell you drugs. Makes absolute sense. Um, do I rate people low if they're jerks? Yeah, absolutely. If they're disrespectful, they're getting a low rating. Um, they'll get either a 3 or lower rating from me. I don't fuck around when it comes to people being disrespectful. I don't play with it. I don't care. If they're going to rate me low, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I give plenty of rides to the point where if you give me a 1 star or 2 star, my rating will not go down. I have a 4.95 in Lyft, or in Uber, and I have a 4.97 in Lyft. So I really don't care if somebody rates me low. It's not going to affect me. Most of the time, if I tell people, hey, you can only have 4 passengers in my car, you can't smoke in my car, you can't bring alcohol, they might get pissed off at the beginning, but I can usually try and change the ride around so they're going to at least have a better ride. And then usually I end up getting a good rating and a 5 star. So it's all about the people skill. It's all about doing that. I'm not also a dick when it comes to it. I just tell them flat out, there's no drinking in my car. I don't do anything bad or say anything bad like that. So yeah, hold on. Just saw a couple of comments go by. But yeah, I will rate people low. I rate people low for what they're supposed to get rated. Honestly, it's good to rate people how they're supposed to be rated. Don't give people 5 stars just to give them 5 stars and to go on to the next. Give them what they deserve. Absolutely. With Uber now starting to cancel, or I'm sorry, to deactivate passengers for having low ratings. It's important to rate them accordingly. I mean, and don't rate them low, just rate them low. If they're good, if there's good conversation, even if they're just quiet and they come in and don't say anything, that's a 5 star. I don't have a problem with that. But if they start getting disrespectful, if they start doing stupid stuff, yeah, then they're going to get lower. Absolutely. I've given plenty of 1 stars out. What's the next one? I almost always pick up the low rating. The first thing, hey, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. You probably get some pretty good stories. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with probably puke in the car, because that's an automatic 1 star for a lot of drivers. But yeah, If I don't want to have someone as a repeat passenger, rank them 3-star. Yep, exactly. You can definitely do that. Yeah, I bet you get a funny story. I might have to do that every once in a while. Take a low rating just to pull that card and question them about it. Take a detour because GPS glitch and the pack's rated. Yeah, you know what? Unfortunately, that's going to happen too. Passengers will rate you low for any reason, and drivers will do that too. You know, it's a back and forth between both parties, honestly. So, from what I heard too, if you both rate poorly, so if your passenger rates you poorly and you rate them poorly, I hear it cancels them out. I haven't looked too far into that, but I've heard that it'll cancel each rating out, because usually there's some issue there. Show some of the car light effects you have in the car. You can contact Lyft being rated unfair. Yeah, you can do that. I had a backseat driver. Yes, those are the worst. Here, I'll show you what I got in the car when it comes to it in a second. Just going through the last few comments I see. Yeah, backseat drivers are the worst. I don't mind if they tell me where to go when it gets, like, if there's like a problem with the GPS or anything like that, that's fine. The worst is the side passenger, the one who's sitting right next to me. That's the pain in the ass that I want to. Except packs can't see their ratings. Yes, they can. Passengers can see the ratings. They don't see it, or they don't see how you rated them until they rate you. I believe that's still in both platforms. So you can rate accordingly and not have to worry about a passenger rating you poorly also. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I will guarantee you I'll get funny stories picking up low rated passengers. And I do it sometimes, like I said, accidentally, but that's cool. All right, I'm going to have to try that. All right, so yeah, if you want to see some of the stuff I have in the car, hold on. Here is a charging cable that I have. Right now I have it plugged in my phone, so you guys are staying on, but yeah, I have this. I do have the neons in my car as well. I got that on Amazon, so I do that. And then I also have the Jeep logo that I did. So those are the few things that I do have in the car for it at night. The charging cable I got on Amazon. All the stuff I got on Amazon. They got some really cool stuff. But I'm going to actually shut those lights off because it's tied into my dash cam and I don't need it recording right now. But yeah, that's the stuff I have in here. Some are happy. Yeah, that's the thing too. A lot of, when they get low ratings, they know that it takes longer for them to get rides. For sure. Ratio front to back seat, about 50-50. My ratio is much lower. I usually get people sit in the back seat, I would say 9 times out of 10, for sure, and it on both platforms. But yeah, Amazon's got that stuff. Yes, the one that I just showed you is actually, it has 2 heads on it, so it's got the Lightning charger and the Android charger. I want to say I think it was $20, but hey, guess what? That $20 is great because it's tax write-off, and at least right now in California, it will be for the remainder of the year. But yeah, no, the charging cord is cool because it's got the light. It's a funny conversation piece for a lot of drivers, or for a lot of passengers when they come into. They're like, "Oh wow, that's cool," and it's just a cool way to separate yourself as a driver, because I don't offer amenities. I don't offer water. I don't offer snacks, any of that crap. Sorry, that's money out of my pocket that I may not get back. The one thing I will give passengers, though, is breath mints. I have those in my car just in case, for myself, if passengers need it, especially if they're not feeling well. Breath mints can actually make them feel a little bit better, especially if they're drinking. It does help. So that's the only thing I do have when it comes to it. But no, I don't offer any of that other crap. But you know, I just have that stuff in there because a lot of passengers like it. Every time they're like, "Oh my God, those things are so cool. Where'd you get those lights? This, that, and the other thing." That I get that asked probably 75% of the time now. But yeah, with the cable, with the charging cable, you can do it with the multi-head. Maybe you know what I'll do if you guys are interested in that type of cable. I'll go on Amazon on the links or on my past orders and get the link for it, and then I can put it in the description in the videos. So if you guys want to check that out, I don't have it there now, but if you want it, I'll start it in tomorrow's video. When I do that, and then you guys can get them. But yeah, they work out really well because it's going to protect you from, that passenger scam that I was telling you about it. If they're trying to get your phone because they say their phone's dead for any particular reason. But yeah, that'll charge both, and it's nice because it's got the little head on it for both chargers. But yeah, they have those now all over on Amazon, which is fantastic. I saw the beacon. I haven't met him, but I have seen his car. I have driven and past him before. No, I've had the neons in my car. All right, I'll give you a funny story for you guys. When I was, 16, 17, 18, that was when Fast and the Furious came out. Me and my friends loved that movie. So we got all the neons in the car. We put the sound systems in the car. My car, I had a 99 Acura, which was pretty cool as my car. Put a system in it. I had TVs in my car, body kit. I had all the lights. So I've been doing that for many years. I don't know. I just liked it. It was cool. And then I took him out for a while because, I got a little older. But I put him in because honestly, it's a cool conversation piece. I always drive at night. Everybody likes it. There's a lot of people who are just like, "Oh, I really like your lights, this, that, and the other thing." It's just a nice way to differentiate yourself from other people. If you ever watched the YouTube channel Mission Uber as well, Steve is also from Buffalo. So him and I have met and talked and hung out, and he's got lights in his car. He's got like a whole string up here. But yeah, it's amazing how those things can just make people be like, "Wow, that's cool." Where are we at? Go Buffalo, yeah. Go Bills, go Sabres. Brian, you from around here? Take the PAX temperature before driving. If you're in bad mood, cancel. Yeah, you could do that. Be a little hard. eBay's got stuff on there too. I'm actually looking at cup holders that light up LEDs that say Jeep on them too. It's just something cool. Plus, I always keep a water in my car for myself, and it lights up blue, which is really nice. Just some small little effects. How did the incident end when you were in a bad neighborhood and someone pulled up? It ended actually pretty okay. That was, when he came up to the car and looked in, he, backed away because whoever the passenger wasn't who they were looking for, thankfully. Yeah, it was a unique situation because I didn't ponder it beforehand. I like thinking about situations, how I'd handle them. Being in that situation is a whole different story, though, when it comes down to it. Sorry, it's raining a little bit more. I'm debating if I want to put up my windows, turn the car on, the AC on. But right now I'm kind of going to let it slide for a few seconds. But yeah, no, it was a really crazy situation of what had happened. And you try to think what you do in the situation, but when you're in it, it's a whole different story. And you got a lot of things going on. I was also running high in adrenaline at that point too. I knew this kid, the passenger that I had. I didn't want to kind of alarm him. I knew from the beginning he was a soft-spoken kid who's going to work. So I knew like nothing. I knew he wasn't part of that situation in any way. I didn't want to worry him or upset him. But again, it was a call that I made. I was near a police station, so if anything was going to happen, I could have gone there. And honestly, when he was walking up, I was looking in my rearview mirror, and it was just at where the back where this is right here, the blind spot that I have. It was like the perfect spot where that passenger was that walked out. So I didn't even realize that he walked out. If I knew, I would have floored it. And then if they wanted to try something, I would have gone right to the police station. That's when I would have told the passenger. But yeah, honestly, that was the big problem right there. Was I didn't know. I didn't even realize that he was pulling up until he was right next to the car. So luckily, nothing did happen that way. But yeah, it was a freaky experience for sure. Afterwards, though, what happened? That car tried continuing to, kind of follow, but where I was going, they weren't going to follow into that area, so I was okay with that. But yeah, you always got to make sure you're aware of your surroundings, and just be able to know how to protect yourself. I will say, between Uber and Lyft's policies, not necessarily always the right policy there. Do what you want with that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Have I gotten flack from taxi drivers? Yes, I have. I love when I get that. It's so much fun because I will go back and forth. Okay, so if you're ever in the Buffalo area, you need to go to the downtown bus station or the downtown train station, because there is a taxi driver there who he's older. I think he might part own one of the cab companies here, but he is always getting in Uber and Lyft drivers' faces, or trying to. And I want him to. He got in my face or tried getting in one time, and this was before I had my dash cam. And oh my God, I wish I would see him again. I love when they do that, because I'll go right back at him. I'll go right back at him, and it's awesome. I don't have a problem doing that. I don't care, because if he wants to do anything, man, I got on my dash cam, and I'll get him for damaging my vehicle or assault or something. I don't really care. It'll be fun. But yeah, I love it. I don't know. I just think it's funny. Your ex-boss graduated back in the day at Buffalo State. Okay, cool. Um, nice. Um, is it the best in the country for computer science? Um, Hey, if he's getting a full scholarship, that's real good. Buff State has good programs, for sure. I wouldn't say it's the best though. RIT's got a really good one. Any of your tech schools will. MIT, RIT, Florida, they will. Gone in 60 Seconds, yes, fantastic movie. I would love an Eleanor, um, but yeah, no, Gone in 60 Seconds was a amazing movie too. But that was a different type of movie, because that didn't have that aspect where you could put those neons in your car, or the nitrous in your car. So it was a little bit different. You had some sketchy calls in Niagara. Yeah, yeah, East Side was where that happened with me. It was near. It was near Main Street, going towards. It was in between Fillmore and the hospital. I don't remember exactly where it was. I'd have to look back in my log and actually see. Niagara Falls is a sketchy area as well too, for sure. I don't really go up to the falls too much unless I have to take a ride to the casino there or up that way. Um, But yeah, so Brian, good to know you're in the area. If you ever want to meet up, let me know. Is there a 12-volt cup holder that stays cold while plugged in? I'm sure there is. I'm sure. I don't know though. But I'm sure there probably is something. One of the things you could do too is get the like the vacuum sealed thermoses that they have for it's either for cold or warm. So you could do that, put it in, and it'll keep your beverage cold for like 12 hours for sure, easily. I have a tip, or I have a tip can that says got 5 stars, cuts down on the BS. Nice. Yeah, I had a tip jar too. The problem with that is I put it right here in my center console, and it gets so damn hot in the car when during the summer that the or that the sticky part of it just started sliding off. So I needed to take it off. So yeah, I don't know. I got to figure something out. Maybe I'll do like some straps or something. But yeah, I've done the tip jar. It works to a point, not really. Yeah, I mean, not too many a lot of taxi cab drivers in my area jumped ship and came over to Uber and Lyft because, hey, they didn't have to work 12 hours. They didn't have to put up with the crap. They were getting their pay no matter what. So they jumped ship for sure. Yeah, taxis, I mean, taxis have their place for sure. I mean, if you're in big cities, they're still going to stay around. Also, airport taxis are probably going to stay around as well too, at least for a while. But a lot of other companies, they're going to go under. And I don't know if they're really going to change their models, at least in rates, because honestly, I don't think they can really afford it the way that they operate. Because a portion of it has to go to the company, a portion of it goes to the driver. They still have to pay for, all of their services, all of their car. So there's a lot of things there. But yeah, they suck. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you know what? Hey, here's another thing. For anybody who drinks and drives, that's just stupid. I'll always say and always promote taking a cab if you're going out and drinking. I'll always say call an Uber or Lyft, take a cab, call family or friend, or have a DD, because I'm very much against drinking and driving for many, many reasons. But I will always promote taking a cab when drinking and driving. Absolutely. I have no problem promoting cabs or anything like that. But yeah, they charge a lot. Noah from New York City. Driver log is interested because he's an older taxi. Who knows? I mean, New York City is so much different than the rest of the world when it comes to rideshare, when it comes to taxis, when it comes to all that stuff. Fear and Loathing in Vegas. Yeah, bad country. Vegas is fun. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of crazy people do a lot of crazy things in Vegas and expect that it's okay because it's Vegas. Why not? Looking for, but didn't find heating floor mat. I don't know why you'd want a heating floor mat. Heated seats is one thing. Safety pin to the back seat. Yeah, you could. Unfortunately, though, sometimes it's not within reach or within the ability. Did Dylan leave out without saying goodbye? I don't know. Dylan, are you still here? I hear taxis turn left or right from any lane. They do that everywhere. They do that in Buffalo too. They don't. I mean, I think taxis were all trained by the same taxi driver, or something. They do anything and everything. All right. Have a good night, Brian. Yeah, it's a little after 1 here. There's still a few people on the chat. So, hey, if you guys are hanging out, shooting the shit, that's cool. I'll stay on for a few more minutes too. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to chat about anything, whatever it is, hey, even if it's not rideshare, that's cool too. Uber and Lyft, rider basic prices. Yeah, yeah. I don't even remember what taxi cab prices were back then. I'm sure, but yeah, they've gone up. I mean, gas is. I mean, look at what gas was in the '90s to what it is today. It's so much different. So much different. So it makes sense because as gas goes up, they have to still make money. So, but yeah, sorry, throat's dry. Gotta do something. Okay, I'm not that much longer, but I never really taken taxis, and when I did, I don't know. I never really paid attention. But yeah, anything else you guys got? Want to know? Talk about? Hang out? Anything? Wow, I can't believe it's already been an hour and 5 minutes. Um, I guess. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want to chat about or anything longer or further, wrap it. We're gonna wrap it up though in a few minutes, just because I got a busy day in the morning, starting at 9 a.m. So pretty crazy. But yeah. Other than that, if you don't have anything more that you guys want to say or hang out, maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I'll probably do this once or twice a week. Maybe early in the week where it's a little just a quiet night normally, and do like a wrap up if I get any crazy stories or anything from that night or the last couple of days. I have quite a few crazy stories though that happened this past week. Ooh, have I? So look forward to those coming out very soon. But yeah, quite a few of them are crazy. A lot of them really cool conversations. There was one night where I don't know what was going on, but every passenger I had was really cool. We had some really cool conversations, really fun conversations. So some of those are probably going to be posted soon. And then on Saturday, I had a crazy girl and crazy conversation from that one. That's all I can say. You guys will enjoy that. That's for sure. Um, Fresh in my mind. Dave the Uber Slaves accident. Ooh, yeah. How many hours do I drive in a week? It varies. I don't, I usually start around 8 at 9 at night. And I drive usually 4 nights. So I do usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But because of the summer slowdown, I've adjusted how it works. And I usually go from, 8 or 9 at night, sometimes a little earlier, if, everything's kind of lines up that way. And I might go a little bit later. Usually it's like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, depending on how busy it is. If it's slow, I'll end even earlier. So like tonight, I actually got home pulled up at about 12. So that's when I really started the stream. It was literally right when I finished and got home. So yeah, I usually probably do, you know, right now maybe about 15, 20 hours when it's busy over the winter. And just busier times that'll go up a little bit. It'll probably be like 20, 25. Sometimes a little more depending on if I'm looking for a little extra money or something. But yeah, that's the great thing. But I also have a lot of other things going on too, so I can't do it. I like driving. It's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. It does put a lot of wear and tear in the car, so at least I know a lot of things, how to fix my car, keep it going. So at least I save the money. Hopefully you guys will, and I'll be putting some car maintenance videos for you guys together too. So it'll help you guys save money so you guys can do it yourself and have the pride on that. But yeah, honestly, I discovered comparisons. Okay. Yeah, they actually, I mean, I don't know how it is in your area, but they show the rates right on the side of the car. Right now, I think it's most I've seen, a lot I've seen actually is 50 cents per sixth mile. And then I saw one is 60 cents per sixth mile. And I didn't see what the time rate was either. But yeah, $3 per mile is what they're getting. $3 or what is it, 360 per mile, depending on what one you take. So that's just distance, and then they have their other stuff. So yeah, it's pretty interesting there. All right, I got to turn this freaking car on. It's too hot in here, and it's raining. So yeah, I got to do that at least for a few minutes. So you might hear the air conditioning on. Um, which one are you talking about? You talking about Dave the Uber slave, the accident, Rick? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Um, if you did, I haven't seen that, so I'm not even sure. I know I've heard about it though, through Rideshare Professor, I think it was, or um, maybe it was DRR. With the live stream there, they were talking about it. I'm not sure. Tampa, keep the car cold. Yeah, you know that was I do too. I just usually like to. I don't like my car running right now because I'm not driving anywhere. So unfortunately, right now I kind of have to have it on. So hey, whatever. But yeah, no, I keep my air on all the time. Although tonight I did have a girl get in my car from, I was picking them up. They were going from the mall to a bar, and right when she gets in, she's like, "Oh, it's cold in here. Can you turn the AC off?" I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? It's 85 degrees in here, or I mean, it's 85 degrees outside." So I turned it off, and I'm like, if it fogs up in my car, I got to turn it on. And it didn't fog up, but I was dying by the end of that ride because it was like a 15-minute ride. Um, but yeah, whew, that sucked. I like the air conditioning, but I do love the fresh air. If I can have my windows open, you know, when I'm not driving rideshare, when I'm driving just in general, my windows are usually down unless I'm on the phone with somebody, because otherwise you can't hear them. Yes, I do drive hands-free, and I do have it on speakerphone. This is Honda. Oh, okay. Ooh, that's not good. I'm glad he's okay though. Um, so hopefully he'll be back online soon. Um, yeah. I've gotten into an accident. I rear-ended somebody from, but but that was because it was raining and everybody stopped short. And yeah, it was raining. I rear-ended somebody, but it was just like, it was seriously the smallest tap that it didn't even do any damage to either car. But after that, yeah, I started leaving a lot of gap in between me and the next car. But yeah, you want to make sure you always pay attention, always around you, because the other drivers around you, ooh, some of the stuff I see is just insane. That's why I was doing the bad driving caught on camera compilations earlier. But you know, unfortunately, I just don't have the time to scrub through all that all the time. So it's very tough for me now to get that footage, because I'm trying to put some videos out every day. You know, and just trying to put some new stuff out. And all that stuff. So yeah, it's hard doing that, and especially getting all the footage off my camera, just at least on the actual ride itself side, because I do store all of my footage from the moment I got my dash cam to all the way to today. I have every single ride still. It's sitting on a external hard drive that I have. But yeah, I store everything just in case some idiot wants to try and challenge me on something. Guess what? I have the footage. Good luck. But yeah, if you don't have a dash cam, get a dash cam for sure. But yeah, you know, always pay attention. It's a significant little bump. His radiator leaked. Oh, that's right. I did hear about that radiator. Um, yeah, that sucks. I hit a deer one time, and I was funny story. I was driving for a pizzeria. I love driving. I've always loved driving. So I drove for a pizzeria for 8 years, and I think it was 2004 to 2004 to 2012. I was driving for a pizzeria. Hit a deer head on. T-boned it, smacked its ass right clear in it. I wish I could have taken it home, but unfortunately, it ran away still. I was driving my Acura, and yeah, it damaged the front end. It hit the radiator in a great way where it actually knocked the radiator hose off. So I was leaking radiator fluid, but luckily I was able to get it home because it was actually right by my house. Popped the radiator hose back on. I have coolant, so I was able to do that. But yeah, now what I did was I actually, when it happened, I knew that the radiator was leaking. Popped it back on right there. I went home to get the radiator cooled. Let me clear that up. But yeah, that's essentially what I did, and I was only like 3 minutes from my house, which was all right. And then went back to the pizzeria, and then I actually closed out. I didn't finish my shift. I told them, I'm like, look, I'm going home. So yeah, but yeah, be careful when you guys are out on the road. I had a guy when I was pulling up to a ride. He didn't look like he was going to stop at all, so he slammed on the brakes pretty hard when he was stopping. But yeah, if I would have kept going, he would have gone, I would have been T-boned. So you want to make sure. All right, Jim, have a good night. Crash detection systems, they help, but they're actually, you know, they can be a problem too. They can be a hindrance to certain applications at certain times. They are good when it comes to certain things, but you know, as with any system, they do have faults in it, and they're not foolproof. They're not 100% either. But yeah, I mean, crash detection systems are good. What's up, Paul? You just did 10 hours. Congrats. How was your night? Mine sucked. I was out for, what, 3 hours, and I just said, screw it, I'm going home. But yeah, what's going on, Paul? I am going to be wrapping up soon. I know I said that a little while ago, but I've been on for a little while. It's 1:15 here where I'm at. So it's getting late. I'm getting tired, and I'm actually getting a little hungry, which is weird. I think it's just the talking. I'm getting hungry now that I'm talking a lot. I don't know how that works. Usually I get thirsty, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, what's going on, Paul? Hold on, gotta get a little water. Oh man. Ooh. All right, anything last minute? Any last minute things on anything? I don't care what it is. AB5. There's crazy shit in Florida. Anything else? And it does. Who cares what it is? I don't care if it's rideshare or not. You can hang out, have a good time. But yeah, if you guys like this, the late stream stuff, if you guys are up, I'll do them. I don't mind. They're fun. And then I can also vent about the crazy people I had during my shift or whatever it could be, and then actually show you guys the rides down the road. But yeah. My favorite late night junk food. It really depends. Sometimes I love M&Ms. Sometimes I love Swedish fish. Right now I'm on a Reese's Pieces kick. So the last few times I've gone to the store, I've gotten Reese's Pieces. I don't know why, but I'm on a Reese's Pieces kick. But it goes good with a glass of wine for sure, especially after a long night of driving. A good glass of wine or two is a great cap on the night with something. And usually Swedish fish are good. But right now it's the Reese's Pieces, and I was also the Almond Joy. Almond Joy are always great. I can always do that. Every once in a while, I'll enjoy some sun chips or something like that too. But yeah, you've been doing beer? Nice. Yeah, you know what? I can't drink beer. I can't. Ugh. I don't know. I used to work as a dishwasher. My first job was a dishwasher, and it was for a country club. So whenever they would have wedding parties and that, they would just bring the alcohol and pour it right there down. And if it gets really busy, it's really hard to clean that off. So you just get that constant smell of spoiled, stale beer. And I think that's really kind of how it played, because every time I drink beer or try it, I can have a couple of sips, and then right after that, it just goes right to that. So it's like Jack Daniels. I got sick off Jack once, can't go back, and I think that's kind of what it was when it came to the beer. But yeah, I love a good Mike's. I love a good twisted tea. Any of those beverages, I love. Smirnoff Ice had this like red, white, and blue thing for July 4th that I saw, and there was like 4 left. And I had to go somewhere, and then I was going back to go pick it up because I really wanted to try it, because it looked like a blue raspberry icy. I'm like, oh, this looks amazing, but it was sold out when I got there. I was so mad that I couldn't pick it up, that I didn't get it picked up in time. So upset. But yeah, and then I love wine. I love a good red wine, like a Cabernet or a Malbec or anything like that is fantastic for me. And then you mix it with some kind of chocolate or candy or something. Oh, it's perfect. And then liquor is great too. Can't go wrong with that. A good Tito's, my summer drink, if you ever want to know, it's Tito's with lemonade and a splash of blue Caraco. Oh my God, that is a fantastic drink. I love it. Let's see. Have you had moon cheese? Target has it. I have not. I've never even heard of it. I'll have to try that out for sure. Like the Whole Foods 365 brand Cheetos. Okay, nice. IPA, vodka. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about a drink. Like, it seems like if you get sick off of it, then you can't. It's tough to go back. The only thing I've ever gotten sick off of was SoCo, and I've been able to go back to that no problem. I think it's just because I really like SoCo too. Southern Comfort is, I don't know, it's just got this really good flavor to it, and I really love it. Wine kick a few years ago, drank the best. You know what? Honestly, you get an $8-9 bottle of wine, and they're good. Like, if you took a $8, $9, $10 bottle of wine and put it to a $100 bottle of wine and crossed off the labels, and you just knew what it was and did a blind taste test, you probably won't notice the difference. You really won't. Even some of the box wines are actually pretty good too. And a box wine, that's one thing I do like. I like box wine for the fact that it lasts for a while. Because you can get a good box wine, and it'll last for 30 days or so. So if you want to have like one glass, you can. And if I get a bottle of wine, some of these wines that I get, they're good for like a day, and then they go bad. Like, I had my girlfriend bought me it was a Cabernet and a Malbec mix. Oh my God, it was phenomenal. It was probably one of the best wines I've ever had. So I saved the bottle. I love that wine. But the only problem with it is it goes bad quick. So like, you have a 1.5 day life on it, and then it goes bad, and it's like, I wish it would last longer. But that's the one thing that's awesome about box wine. So if they could make that bottle of wine in a box, oh my God, I'd love it. I would be in heaven. But yeah, in fact, that's what I'm going to be going to do now. I'm going to grab open a bottle of wine that I have, and probably eat some Reese Pieces. It's $1.25. I might actually, it's warm out, I might actually go to the store and buy a thing of Ben and Jerry's too. Ben and Jerry's is I don't know. I just got in the mood for ice cream, so I might do that. I don't know, but I think I might do that. And if I do, I will take a picture of it and post it on the community tab for you guys to see. I think I might go do that because our grocery stores, I have a Wegmans and Tops in my area, and Wegmans and Tops stay open 24 hours. And I love it because sometimes I go do my shopping at 2, 3 in the morning after a shift of driving, and there's nobody in the store, and it's the best thing in the world because I can just go grab my stuff. They're usually stocking the shelves or just stocking them, so everything's good, fresh, stocked, and it's great. I love it. But yeah, I might do that. I think I might go get some ice cream with a tank gas. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna look into that, doing something like that. They also have they have the bags that you can pour the wine into, and it becomes a what you call it? It becomes a boxed wine style thing. But yeah, they have the CO2 pumps, which you can do. And I don't know, I might do that. I might make my girlfriend buy it for me for my birthday. Maybe. I'm not gonna make her do it, but I might convince her. Fairview stores open our 24. Yeah, that's awesome. I love the 24-hour stores. They're phenomenal. A few of the Wegmans aren't open 24 hours, and I hate the fact. So if I'm driving and say I got to go to the bathroom, and I'm in an area that maybe I can't just go out the side of my car, which sometimes I do. But yeah, that's upsetting because some of them are only open till midnight, and I'm like, but it's like 12:30. So, but at least the ones by my house are open 24 hours, and I love that fact because, yeah, if you get that late night craving or something, like I am right now, that's great. But all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's 86 minutes, so whatever that hour and almost and a half. I didn't expect to be on that long, but yeah, I will probably do this once or twice a week on a late night, just wrapping up maybe the craziness of the night that I just had. Hang out, have a good time. If you guys want to hang out, have a good time, we can talk about anything. If you guys want to chat about whatever it is, if you want me to share some crazy stories about stuff that's happened, I'll do that too. It doesn't really matter. You know, maybe we'll do get you guys on too. Maybe like a back and forth call or something on the stream. Who knows? It's always whatever it might be. But I think that the after hours streams or whatever, there'll be a much looser situation when it comes to rideshare, when it comes to hanging out. And it's just going to be one of those things. It's like an end of a shift. You know, maybe I'll do it inside my house every once in a while too. We'll crack open a bottle of wine or a drink or something and just kick back, relax, have a good time. But other than that, I'm going to sign off now. Hope you guys have a great night. Hope you guys enjoyed. Anything else, you know, always comment below. Let me know. If there's anything you guys want to see or talk about, write in the comment sections. If you guys got any other ideas or anything, you can also email me at realridesharestories@gmail.com. Other than that, you guys have a great night. For whoever's on, I see you, Rick. You have a good night. Everybody else who might be watching this after the live stream, we will see you soon. Stay safe, yes. All right, everybody else. Oops, yes, that's not mine. Mine is never drink and drive, always tip your drivers, and we'll see you next time. Hold on. All right. Oh.